when the subject of magic is broached. David Copperfield for my age group, maybe Chris Angel, or David Bland for this generation comes to mind. When we think of technology, we maybe think of Microsoft, Apple, Alphabet, or even Amazon. This is basically pop culture. So the efforts and the thought processes are a bit remedial in regards to these central topics. Yet these topics are at the root of our current social paradigm. Economic ramifications aside, the entertainment, or should I say, subjugation of the mind is paramount to what we're going to talk about. How these things corrupt our reality and set the tone for our political, social, and religious ideologies. The propagandizing of an entire civilization. Western civilization. What I'm about to talk about is definitely fringe and scoffed at, but that doesn't minimize its importance. Satan, Diablo, Lucifer, the devil, the Satans, Baal, Semjaza, Azazel, the Watchers, the fallen angels, the Nephilim. All different names that elicit fear, terror, allegiance, all the way to indifference. Movies, plays, myths, songs, and other media have been created about these potential entities. They're in pop culture. I'm not going to discuss if these entities exist, because this is a foregone conclusion to me. Instead, I want to deal with their effects. And this is what brings me back to technology and magic. Arthur C. Clarke, the famous science fiction writer and creator of 2001: A Space Odyssey, once said, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." It should be noted that Arthur C. Clarke was a Freemason, of course. But his statement, very succinct, was also very profound. World leaders, from the biblical Nimrod, the Christian hero Constantine, to the notorious Hitler, have used magic cloaked in technology to advance their cause and seduce their subjects. In the Bible, King Nebuchadnezzar used the Chaldeans, also known as the Magi. King Saul consulted the witch of Endor to summon the spirit of Samuel. And Queen Elizabeth I had a magician by the name of John Dees. When Moses met with Pharaoh and threw his staff down, it became a snake through the majesty of the Most High. Yet Pharaoh's magicians, known as priests, were able to do the same thing. They're getting their magic from a different place, though. Every U.S. president has consulted with magicians, known as astrologists, to plan their most important speeches. What I'm saying is, this magic is real. And it's being used against you and I, and we don't even know it. And what about technology? Which, as we know, is indistinguishable from magic. Christopher Columbus said, with 50 men, he could subjugate an entire island. It was because they had vastly superior technology. Africa, a continent full of warriors, was defeated and colonized by the Europeans because the Europeans had guns. The Africans called them fire sticks. The western United States was taken with guns. That's really how the West was won. But where did this magic and technology come from? And who was authorized to control it? This is going to take us back to the Satans and these fallen angels. And the book of Enoch, chapter 8. Now, for those who say the book of Enoch is non-canonical, I say that's fine, if that's how you feel. Personally, When I find out Rome had say in the matter, well, that throws out any validity to your claim. The Most High had no relationship with Rome. Thus, they had nor have any authority in the matter of Torah. So, anyway, as you can see, it was the fallen angels who taught man this technology. And it makes sense when you think about it. When I was younger, I used to wonder about simple things. Like glass, for instance. I wasn't an ordinary kid. By the age of 8 or 9, I had already devoured the book Chariot of the Gods by Eric von Daniken and was obsessed with ancient man designing the pyramids, Machu Picchu in Peru, and Tihuanaco, or Tihuanaco, forgive my pronunciation. This blew my young mind. How could they create this stuff without modern technology? But something as simple, or seemingly simple, like glass, really had me thinking. How do you figure out that heating up sand would ultimately produce a clear material that could be used for windows? What the hell was wrong with the windows they were using? And what would make you think that you needed a clear substance like glass? And do you know how hot the fire has to be to create glass? Don't get me started on smelting iron out of rock. I mean, come on. You look at a rock and you think, I can get a material out of here that can be used to create what? Come on. So this fallen angel technology resonated with me. They would talk cosmetics, astronomy, the cutting of roots to use for medicinal as well as recreational purposes. Yeah, they found cocaine in the system of mummies 3,000 years old. They was getting high way back then. They were taught alchemy, magic, the use of electricity. Take a look at that so-called Baghdad battery. This was thousands of years ago. You see, the mystery religions, the secret societies, this is what that's all about. The mystery, as they call it, is the knowledge and mystery of things you and I just don't understand. You may think you know how a cell phone or a television work, but in reality, we know just enough to fix them. Remember, the knowledge you receive, the education you receive, is from them. It's a mystery. You're only going to get enough to work for them. This entire system is ran through their magic and technology. For 7 billion people to be as dumb, as uninformed as we are, certainly has to be a magical element involved. But it's always been this way. The Babylonian kings were worshipped as gods, as were the Egyptian pharaohs, as were the Greeks. But certainly, come on, we're not doing that today, right? We're far too sophisticated for that, right? Yeah, well, except for 2.338 billion people in the world who consider the Pope the vicar of Christ. Yeah. God on earth. That's what that means. This is all smoke and mirrors. Technology and spiritual ignorance. Most of you, especially the ones with college degrees, don't even believe Satan is real. So who do you think benefits from your education then? Think about it. In my video, Demons, I already showed you the ones who are teaching you away from this. They believe in Satan. Think of all the great civilizations. Babylon, Egypt, the Medes and the Persians, Greece, Rome, which includes the entire Western civilization. They all have one thing in common: magic and technology, including their government, their false religions, and propaganda used to mentally control their subjects. This great land of America is no different. In fact, it's what they call the daughter of Babylon in Revelation. Listen, don't think for a minute that those Eastern countries are off the hook. China, Russia, India, Iran, and so forth and so on. They're all using the same mystery system or fallen angel technology, just in a different form. Remember, a rose by any other name is still a rose. This entire world system is ran by demons. Look at the systems closer. Demon means evil spirit or lesser spirit. The root word of democracy is demos, or common people, or citizen. In Black's Law Dictionary, citizen is means or used to mean beast. So the word democracy, which is said to mean power of the people, really means power of the beast. The culture we live in is a form of Hellenism. Don't be confused. You see the word hell right in your face. And that New Age, New World Order, that happened already. Back in 1619, the order of the world changed. One world government has been here in concept since 1929, when Mussolini restored the Vatican its spiritual power with the Lateran Treaty. Catholic has its roots in the Greek word katholikos, and it means universal or the whole of something. And we all know the uni in universe means one. One world church or one world government, with Washington, D.C. being the military arm and London City, London being the financial arm. All three districts make up the 3 city-states. Those 3 stars on the flag. All separate, but running their respective countries. It's a satanic system, and it's governed by a specific flesh and blood group of families who you seldom hear about because they own the media. Literally. And that includes Fox News, so don't be ignorant. It amazes me how some people believe Trump and all his billions is somehow separate from this paradigm. Wake up, white nationalists. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. Through Trump, they can control you. There's only one answer. One answer. But it's very effective and quite simple. Prayer and knowledge. Prayer is our most powerful weapon. Pray to the living God, the Most High, not this man-made Jesus. And if you truly educate yourself without bias, you'll see why I say not Jesus, but the Most High, the living God. And with that, I'd like to bid you a wonderful day and even better night. Peace.